Okay, so with Word open, I want you to drag it to the side like this, and when it you can watch what it does here. It's sort of, you can see a shadow of a window grow and then let go. And then with your file window open, your Windows Explorer, do the same thing. Pull it to the other side. When it gets big, let go. So it fills, each one fills half of your window. Okay, you should be at Shared Drive, CP, Everyone, CleanMac, ICT. And in here you see a bunch of files. And we're just going to take a second and look through this Windows Explorer. Some people don't know about this More Options button here, the View. So find the View button at the top. And right now mine is in Details View. And I know that because I can see all kinds of details about the files. So if you're not there, choose the arrow and choose Details. Now, it's guessing what details I want to see, but you can right-click on the Details title bar and you can choose. And mostly I like to see the size and the date. I don't really care about type because I've already turned on my file extension, so I can see that these are pictures. I can see it because of the extension, and I can see because of the icon. I can see that this is a PDF and this is a Word document. So I don't really need to see the type. Mostly I'm interested in the name, the date, and the size. Let's look at the other views. You can choose plain old list, and it's similar but without the details. You can choose small icons, but if you're actually looking for pictures, you're going to want to go to medium, or if you have a good computer with lots of RAM, large icons. And I say lots of RAM because if you do this in a file full of pictures, it takes a long time to load. Okay, what I want you to do is find this background picture, and I'm going to show you a way to put it in Word. And all it is I'll do it here. You click it and drag it. So rather than going insert picture from file and finding your way to the picture, you can click and drag it. So I want you to find the dragon concept art and do the same thing. Drag it in there as well. And I'm done with these pictures for now. I don't know if you know this, but if you hold down your control key and roll the wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, but I want to see my art here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I don't want all of these dragons. So I'm going to choose the dragon picture. I'm going to choose Picture Tools, and I'm going to crop. And I want you to drag the crop lines so that you have only one dragon left. You can choose which dragon you want, but just drag it so you only have one left, with as little white space around it as you can get. To remove the area that's gray, in other words the area we don't want, you can just click crop again or click outside of it and it'll crop it. Now let's say you made a mistake and you've changed your mind. You can actually choose the picture and choose the crop tool again, and you can choose a different picture. But I'm happy with one I have. Having said that, if you work with a lot of high-def pictures, your file size is going to get very large. And if you want to use this file or transfer this file or email this file, sometimes with lots of pictures, you can't do it. So if I'm sure that I only want this one little guy and none of the other little guys on that picture, you can do this. You can go to, in your picture tools, you can choose Compress Pictures, Picture Tools, Compress Pictures, and you can delete cropped areas of pictures. pictures. And you can choose to do that for only this one or all of them. It's up to you. Okay, so that will cut down on the file size. And now if I go back to crop, I can no longer choose a different dragon. I'm stuck with the one I have. Okay, choose the background picture. And this picture is what we call landscape orientation. Portrait is when it's the short side is at the top and bottom. Landscape is when the long side is at the top and bottom. Choose page layout. Choose orientation and choose landscape. Okay, grabbing the sizing handles, make your background picture a little larger. Doesn't have to fill the page because that'll just lead to other problems. Okay, you'll notice it's not centered. The quick key to center is Control E. Okay, so left is Control L, right is Control R, but center is Control E. Choose your background, and just for fun, let's give it a different style. I really like this one with the shadow. It's my go-to one. You can choose whatever you want. When you do that, it takes up a little more room on your page. So it'll probably kick your dragon down somewhere else. Don't worry about that for now. Okay, I want to put this dragon onto this background. And I can't just click and drag it because both of them are what we call inline with text. They're like words that you've typed on the page. So I need to change my little dragon here, and I'm going to choose in front of text. Now granted, this picture is not text, but it's the same idea. So I chose my little dragon, and I chose Picture Tools, Wrap Text, and I said in front of text. Now I can put it anywhere I want. I'll zoom in so you can see it. Okay, a few things about this little picture. I can resize it. I can rotate it by grabbing that rotation handle at the top center. And of course it looks silly with the white background on this blue picture. Now this dragon doesn't have exactly a white background, so what I'm going to show you isn't going to work perfectly, but you'll get the idea. Make sure your little dragon is selected. Choose Picture Tools. Choose Color. And of course you could play around in here, but what I want you to do is choose Set Transparent Color. And just click on the beige around your dragon. Oh, that worked pretty good. Mine went away pretty good. And ta-da! He looks like he could fit in there. He'd be even better if he had a little bit of a shadow. So I'm going to see what happens if you could just mouse over these styles. There's a little shadow. Drop shadow rectangle. Fourth one from the left, top row. I added that to my little dragon. Let's say I want him to have a friend. If I hold down my control key, you'll see that my cursor gets a little plus sign when I mouse over him, meaning go ahead and add another one. So I'm holding down my control key, mouse over the dragon, click and pull. Okay, so that's similar to Photoshop where we held down the Alt key. Remember, Photoshop and Word are made by two different companies, so they're going to be slightly different control keys. I don't want them exactly the same, so my second one over here, I'm going to choose, I'm looking for flip horizontal, so I chose rotate. Over here, watch my mouse, flip horizontal, and I would make him a little different size, and ta-da! So what I've just shown you is something I do a lot of in Word. Just in making lessons, making booklets, making work material for my students, making things for my family. These are things I do a lot. If I didn't, I wouldn't show them to you. Okay, so you should get comfortable with this kind of stuff. It's not Photoshop, but it's pretty good. All right, so using this, you'll be able to make better posters on your next assignment.